Welcome back to RADBMX Builds, and man, am I excited. This brand new GT 24-inch build happens today. I couldn't be more excited to build this for you. I know some of you are really looking forward to it. I haven't built a 24 in a little while. A lot of people ask me like, hey, how come you're not building the big wheel bikes? And honestly, I've built 29s. I've built a ton of 26s, but 24s have a soft spot for me, but I only want a few. And I have a beautiful 24-inch hutch, a beautiful 24-inch Radical Rick Haro, and now we're gonna add a GT to the lineup. So strap in, this is gonna be one rad ride. All right, so let's take a look what we're working with here. I just got this from Craig Turner, and this is the original FB1 Blue from GT and hand built by Craig Turner himself. And he sent it to me at my request. I've been wanting to do a 24-inch build for a little while. And I opted for old school dimension side pull brake, American bottom bracket, and threaded 1-inch headset. So we're gonna be using the GT Power Series cranks. We got the GT American bottom bracket and the titanium crank hardware from Pork Chop, a Tioga headset, Amy grips, GT 4-piece bars. We've got Flite GT donuts, Dicomp brake cable, GT power disc, Dicomp seat post clamp. Jeez, I'm losing my mind. GT seat, black GT Santa Ana decals with black GT Santa Ana pads from Flite, and a 09 flow plate. But we're going to be adding a little new touch with some billet BMX pedals on there. And because it's a 24-inch, we're gonna go with a straight seat post and the black and chrome chain. So that's kind of the rundown of parts. Blue and black with a slight hint of chrome here and there. It's gonna be absolutely rad. Okay, man, I almost missed the best part. Check this out. Right here on the back, RADBMX for a serial number. That's right. Craig Turner stamped this when he made the bike for me. I requested this color, I requested this size, I requested these dimensions, and Craig came through. If you want a bike, gt1972.com and start building yourself custom bikes. This one's next. Or is this one next? I got so many bikes going on right now in the shop. You're gonna wanna smash that subscribe button because you don't wanna miss any of these builds. Let's get into this one. Okay, got a little carried away. I got the headset in. This is a Tioga Bear Trap headset, and I got the GT American bottom bracket in there. Next, we have a GT mallet stem, and this is basically a race bike platform, so there's gonna be no gyro cables, anything like that. Quick tip here. When you put your mallet or any stem in, do not put it in like this and tighten it down. I see so many of you out there building bikes, and they're really great looking bikes, but you see stuff like this and it's just dangerous. Drop that thing down, give it, I don't know, a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch lift, and then we can tighten it down, and when I get the bike together, we'll tighten it all the way. But that's about where it should sit. There's even lines on your stem that'll tell you, do not exceed these lines, and for good reason, because that stem can come right up out of that headset, bend, break, numerous things could happen. So please be careful, please put them on correctly. So we have a black GT mallet stem and a black Dicomp MX seat post. Why am I losing it today? Seat post clamp. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that today. And when I install these, I want the drive side of the bike, that's my side, to be the show side of the bike. So the nut will go on the left side, the head of the bolt will go on the right side. It just shows better. And it should just slide right on. Perfect. Okay, so we got that in place. And then I chose a straight seat post since it's a 24-inch bike. I don't have super long arms. I don't need that reach. So I went with a straight one. Again, there's a line on here to where you should not exceed the length of that seat post coming up out of there. So it should sit down in there. Oh, okay, I don't want that to go too far. So it's gonna sit down in there, I don't know, somewhere about there. When I get the bike together, I sit on it and get comfortable. I can adjust that up and down to where I want it. Like I showed you earlier, I got a GT seat and I got chrome seat guts. Don't cheap out and save yourself $1.50 or whatever it is when you buy seat guts. Buy the chrome ones, not the silver or the gold, unless you're trying to match some gold, which we all know golds are really hard to match. Just get the chrome one. It's the little details that make these bikes look so much better. Okay, let me get the seat guts in the seat and get an Allen wrench to tighten that, and then we will put the seat on, the seat post, install it to the bike. Okay, piece of cake. Just went and got my park tool and a 14 mil wrench, and I was able to set the seat post in, tighten it down. The reason I didn't show you that, that's very straightforward, very simple. It's also hot for some weird reason, and I've been running the air conditioner while I do the light assembly stuff, and then when I record, I shut it off. So I'm kind of going back and forth. But I know you know how to put a seat on, and some of you are gonna say, hey, Sean, pro tip, flip the guts upside down, hide it up inside the seat. I know. I've never built bikes like that. I didn't do that when I was a kid. I don't do it now as an adult. I'm gonna do it the traditional old school way because that's the way I like it. I appreciate your tip. I think it does look kind of cool. But if you've ever done that, which if you're in there commenting, you know, that I should do that, you probably have. It is a pain to do that. This is straightforward, simple, easy to adjust when I want to adjust it, and I just move on from it. No big deal. So next thing I do when I build a bike after this is I'm going to put the bars on. So we got to take the front off the mallet stem, which is really easy. It's just 4 bolts. The hard part with a front load stem like this is putting it back on when the bars are on there. I could put the bike in my rack and put it in there vertically, which would be a little easier, except holding the bars while the bike is vertical. So we're just gonna do it old school way again, and I'm just gonna take this off, set the bars on there, but I am gonna show you a little trick that I like to do. I could probably use the frame pad. I mean, that's what it's intended for, to protect the frame and protect you from the frame. So we're gonna set that on there in just a moment. Okay, getting this mallet stem off. One little twist there, come on now. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna put the pad on real quick and you'll understand why in a moment. I don't even need to put the cover on. Oh, it's not cut all the way through. Let me get a knife. Okay, I'm back. Just a little box cutter. Sometimes when you buy these new pads, you can see the mark where it should be separated, but they're not always separated. So just get yourself a box cutter or something. Okay, now the reason I put that there is because when I get my bars, these are nice GT 4-piece bars and stamped on the bottom, they're beautiful. I'm gonna set it on the frame to hold it for me until I get the front part of the mallet stem on there and slightly tightened up. So I'll take that, get it up here, and I'm not gonna tighten it down very much. We're just gonna get it on there to hold it, get all the screws started, or bolts, started in there. Don't tighten it down because the bars have the teeth on it. So we're gonna wanna stand that up and we're just gonna get it roughed in. And when I build the bikes, I don't tighten everything down at the very beginning because there's gonna be adjustments after I get the bike on the ground and start moving things around, where I want my bars, where I want my brake levers, you know, how I want my seat and how high I want my seat. So all that is subject to change toward the end of my bike builds. Now make sure you have even space on the gap on the top and the bottom of the front load stem, so you don't tighten down like the top all the way and then the bottom. Think of it like a car lug nut. Just kind of work your way around a little bit here, a little bit there. Get it kind of where you think. Good, see, that's that stuff that I usually edit out that you'll get to see. Yeah, that might be kind of close, they're kind of far forward, but. All right, let's just leave it there for now, and we'll adjust it once we get the bike on the floor. And you might have asked yourself, Sean, what wheels are you using? Because I haven't shown you any wheels at all yet, and that's gonna be a surprise at the end because I think they're pretty rad. So, light mock-up here, I think the next step would be the brake lever and then the grips, which in this case are these really awesome Amy grips. which I think are perfect for this cruiser. They're very soft. And you know, when I put grips on, you got to get the hairspray because that's the old school way, and no other than the Aquanet right out of the 80s hairspray to install my grips. So let's go get that. All right, we got you nice and close now, and I want to show you these Amy grips. Super rad, fat in the middle, beautiful grip. And you see the nice chrome 4-piece bars here. I'm just going to saturate that area a little bit and inside the grip. And then we're just going to slide that on there, piece of cake. And I'm dropping everything today. And then the last tip I want to give you here is the Amy logo. I always want that logo on top, and I like to put the tip of the triangle pointing up. And then make sure all your lines are aligned. Take yourself a little rag, clean it up, make it nice, and then leave it alone. Don't touch it, let it dry, and it will be amazing. I know, Sean, there's so many other ways to do that. I get it, I really do, but this is the way I do it. It's the way I've always done it. It's the way I'm gonna continue to do it. So there you go, I'm gonna go do the other side. YouTube problems. I just realized that I'm a total idiot, and when I was hitting record to talk to you, I was actually stopping the recording. Then when I wanted to stop and do something, I would go to hit it, and that's when it would record. So I had it backwards. I'm an idiot. There's a big red box that counts how long I'm recording for, and I'm so focused on the task, I blew it. But I'm not too far ahead. We didn't miss a whole lot. I just basically put on the powertrain part of the bike, and I'll give you a quick update on that. The GT Power Series cranks with the titanium hardware, GT Power Disc, and the chain ring. And I talked a little bit about where you can get that hardware, and that's pork chop. And then I talked about these. These are the Billet BMX pedals, and they are absolutely amazing. You can pick the color of the pedal that you want. The hardware that I've installed, I have silver, and you can get that in different colors as well, and basically build a custom pedal. And these are made out of billet aluminum and are absolutely gorgeous. And you can get those at Billet BMX. So I've already put the one on this side, and I'm gonna go put the one on the other side, but what I wanted to show you is that there are no notches for a pedal wrench. So what you do is you put it up against the crank, and then you get your Allen wrench and you feed it through the crank, and you can tighten it down that way. Some pedals are like that, some aren't, but just in case you wanna buy a set, you know that you've gotta tighten it from the back side of the crank to get that pedal tight. And it's just such a beautiful pedal. So check out Billet BMX. They have so many more billet parts for your custom build. Okay, earlier I told you I haven't shown you the wheel setup for this bike yet, and I think they're absolutely rad. And I want to tell you where I got them. It's because people always ask, where do you get your parts? So if you remember back, I've bought, gosh, I don't know, 3 or 4 of the 24-inch dyno bikes when they came out. The Dave Volker 24-inch dyno Pro Comp team models. And I did custom builds on those. I've sold all 4. But on a couple of them, I put 24-inch Skyways and took off the wheels that came on them. The wheels that came on them are GT hubs and black hoops. These are not the tires that came on it. These are Kenda's, kind of a street tire that I'm gonna use on this build. And I have knobbies over there, which we may swap out. So I'm on the fence, but I already have these mounted up, so I'm just gonna put them on for now. I got the gum wall. And the really rad thing about these hubs, these GT hubs, is it's just a thread-in axle, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop it on there, tighten it down instead of getting, nuts and washers and all that fun stuff. Piece of cake, let's slap it on. This is the part in the video where the bike is so close to completion, I don't want to show you anything else. The wheels are on it. I just need to adjust the brakes, put on the pads, number plate, the donuts, and the decals. And then you're gonna see a full reveal, sorry. But I think I'm gonna give you a couple little up close teasers, if you will, and then we're gonna give you an entire reveal here in a moment. So check this out. I'm pretty excited about it. This color, I've been wanting this color forever. I know you're like, shut up, show me the bike. Okay, fine. Okay, this bike is now officially done. I buttoned everything up. I think it looks really good. It's a little controversial. I think the balance is fantastic, but I used some decals that you just saw that are very unused. You don't see a lot of them with black decals, but I wanted to use black as my primary accent color for this build. So I had my good friends at Elite BMX Decals send me these black ones, and honestly, I love them. You comment down below and tell me your thoughts. But the overall fit, finish, and look and balance of this bike for me is a 2 thumbs up. With that being said, I do want to swap out the brake lever with a different one, and perhaps a couple accents like some blue dice or GT blue valve stem caps. Just little things like that, and the bike will be great. Maybe even valve stem caps that'll match the brake end cap that I got. So Wes, Mr. Dice Guy, if you're watching this, some of those black GT dice would look really sick on this. Okay, let's give you a full reveal of my throwback to a 1984 24-inch GT. Okay, and remember, if you want merch, shirts, hats, hoodies, decals, whatever, RADBMXBuilds.com. If and when I'm selling bikes, it's only on the website, never on social media. Check us out at RADBMXBuilds.com. I truly appreciate it. Check us out on Instagram at rad_BMX_builds. That is the completion of my GT 24-inch build. Thank you, Craig Turner, GT1972.com. But I just got a text from my powder coater that the Mongoose Californian Pro is done with powder coat. So we're on our way there now to pick up that frame, forks, and bars. So you're gonna wanna smash that subscribe button because that's coming up very soon. As soon as I get that home, the build begins. Thanks again for sharing these moments with us. And as always, stay rad.